Hi, I'm Marty Nemko. This time I want to talk about learning smart. Smart ways to do your learning. Let's start by talking about adults, since most of the people watching this are not high school kids about to go to college. It really is, Google search is so underrated as the source of learning new things, both the videos and the articles. So whenever something you want to learn on that just-in-time basis, which is actually the best way to learn because then you're going to apply it and use it right at that moment, you're most motivated to learn it, is simply, to Google it and get good at Google searching. It's beyond the scope of this video for me to talk about how to do that, but take the basic Google search tutorial. Just simply Google search on the term Google search tutorial. Spend the few minutes it takes to learn some of the ins and outs of that. For example, that when you're looking for a phrase, for example, best car, don't you just put the words best in car, but put best, put open quotation marks, best car, close quotation marks, so that Google search looks for it as a phrase, not individual words best and individual words car. But there's a few other little techniques like that that really help make the most of your Google search. One other thing I want to say is there's a tendency, because there's so much information that comes, to get distracted. Just look at the first 1, 2, or 3 search results. Google does a great job of curating results. They're the most backlinked, the most linked to, the most watched and read YouTube search results. So I encourage you to really pay special attention to the search results page. Look at the first few results. Don't even click on them yet. See if any of them really feel right. Or maybe you'll find a search term because the search results list a sentence or two about each of the websites. You may get even a better search term by looking at that. Simply doing that and reading the best 1, 2, 3 articles is the fastest way and freest and most up-to-date way to get knowledgeable about almost anything. And I do think for many of us who are more visual than textual, to look at some of those YouTube videos as well as text. And that is really by far the smartest way to learn anything. The next thing I want to talk about that is less obvious is that courses are overrated and tutoring is underrated. Courses, when you take a course, even if it's an efficient online one where you're not having to schlep to a campus and park and pay all that tuition, it's very inefficient because you're learning this massive information, much of which you'll never use, or certainly will be obsolete by the time you use it. And it's taught at one pace, a professor's pace, and it's minimally interactive. I am not a fan of courses. I am a big fan of tutoring, but not just any tutoring, but a specific kind, where you don't let the tutor set the agenda. But let's say you're trying to learn a piece of software. The smartest thing you could do is get a manual or some articles on the basics of learning the software, struggle with it on your own a bit, and every time you run into you're stuck, make a note, or have this tutor where you can email them on the spot and get feedback, or aggregate them together. And if you're meeting with the tutor either by phone, Skype, or in person once a week, you're, instead of him or her giving you this whole separate curriculum, you're getting help on specifically the problems that you're having. That is the most potent and cost-effective way to get individualized instruction, far more so than a course. And I think, again, I really love the idea of brevity. Of course, I could probably talk for hours about learning, but I think that there is greater good net that accrues per minute of your time, which I consider valuable, by keeping it brief. So that is the world's shortest course in learning smart. I thank you for watching, sharing if you deem it appropriate, or even subscribing to my channel. I've created over 200 of these videos that are short, and I like to think they're practical. In any case, thank you for watching. I am Marty Nemko.